Hi Virgo. Sorry, that sage is really getting up my nose. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm very happy to have you here. This is a reading that is focused on kind of who you are, what your skills and talents are, your accomplishments, how to harness your skills and talents and where they might take you. Created a spread for it that I'm going to use. I'll go through that with you in a minute. It's for all the Virgos out there, okay? Collective Virgo reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. Yeah, don't force anything to fit. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. It's about your intuition, okay? So we're going to start with core you in the middle of the spread. I'm going to get this on camera so that you can see the cards. And I'm going to use these. I keep changing my camera setup. I can't decide what I prefer. Yeah, we're going to use these Wild Unknown archetype cards to give that kind of overall energy of the reading and who you are, your core. And then we're going to go around the edge with tarot. We're going to do past accomplishments for you to be proud of, greatest skills or talents, how you can harness these skills or talents, where these skills or talents might take you, and then at the end, at the top here, we're going to have like a kind of final message from your spirit guides. And I will pull a tarot card for that, but also I will then at the end go to this deck to kind of clarify that particular card. That's the way I've been doing it, and it's been working well. Yeah, we'll do tarot around the edge, one card, whatever comes out for each position, and I might clarify, and we'll see how it goes. It's all good. Yeah, let's get you some cards, Virgo. These cards are incredibly hard to shuffle. So, core Virgo, please. Core Virgo, please. Thank you. The Storm. That's the card there for you, the centre of your reading. How interesting. I'm going to go to Light Seers for the tarot. If you are liking the readings, by the way, please do feel free to hit that thumbs up button, which now like sparkles when you press it, which I find quite exciting. I think maybe it's done that for a while actually, but maybe it's only just updated on my phone or something. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, please also feel free to subscribe. Past accomplishments, you've got strength in reverse and the wheel. We'll get onto that. Greatest skills or talents, Virgo. Greatest skills or talents. What are Virgo's greatest skills or talents, please? Yeah, these are quite in-depth readings, so Knight of Swords in reverse. So yeah, make yourself a cup of tea. Sit down, dedicate the next, I don't know, 40 minutes to yourself. How can you harness your skills and talents? How can you harness your skills and talents? Death card in reverse. Interesting. I'll show you upright. I'll show you upright. Where might your skills and talents take you? Where might your skills and talents take you, Virgo? Really? 3 cards. Temperance. The Hanged Man in reverse. And the 10 of Wands. Final message from Spirit for Virgo, please. This all seems quite serious, Virgo. On the surface it seems quite serious anyway. Which I think might be a reflection of you and how other people view you, Virgo. I am a Virgo myself. I don't think I'm a typical Virgo though. I'm far too disorganised. Final message from Spirit, Eight of Cups. Okay. Sneak peek at the bottom of the deck, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. There is a bit of a sense of impatience here coming from the energy from all of the cards. Actually, just with Temperance, Hanged Man, and this bottom of the deck energy. But anyway, let's start at the beginning. Let's look at the Storm card. So that's, I'm just trying to do the Roman numerals. Anyway, I'll let you have a good look at the card because it's an opportunity for the universe to wink at you. I like to show people the cards wherever possible. So X is 1 less than 10 less than 50. That's 47. 47. Is that right? Which reduces to 11, which reduces to 2. Yeah. The Storm. Yeah, so this is kind of permeating the energy here, and it's a feeling of this storm has passed. I feel like this storm has passed. But there's a sense of your body not recognising that it's passed. So you find yourself dragged back into it. It's a trauma thing. Totally human. It's a totally human response to past experiences that have been hard. So that is one sense of, one thing that is permeating the whole reading actually. The Death card over here as well. But I will try and do it sequentially, but it's hard because it's all hitting me at once. Anyway, let's find out some more about core Virgo with this Storm card. I mean, you're very resilient, Virgo. You're very resilient. I feel like you're not afraid of the darkness of the storm in yourself or in other people, because you've sat in it yourself. Without any sense of denial, actually. In fact, it almost feels to me like sometimes it's harder for you to feel joy than it is for you to feel pain. Because joy is less familiar to you, it feels like. So yeah, this Storm card does, however, kind of feel quite cleansing, if that makes sense. There's a sense, try and make it so you can see all the cards. A sense of the path being cleared, the way being cleared. So tumultuous events have perhaps brought some chaos to your life for a time, but then after that it clears the way and it feels very cleansing. Let's look at your past accomplishments. So I think for a lot of you watching, there's been some big event in your life that's been like really quite a turning point with the wheel here. The wheel here really speaks to me of a turning point. And I suppose you can have several of these in your life, but it feels like there's such a distinction here of before this event happening and after. Like that's what a big thing, it's such a big thing that's happened to you in your life that it feels like it divides your life into before this thing happened and after this thing happened. For some of you, this is an awakening. Yeah, like a spiritual awakening. Seems to have happened very suddenly, or some event that sparked it off was a very intense and sudden thing for you. And yeah, and it felt quite fated. It felt quite fated with the wheel. So that's your past accomplishment, I think, that Spirit's trying to draw your attention to, is that you kind of weathered this storm. Like, you got through this really intense thing. It feels like you're starting to come out the other side of it. Now, it's always ongoing. Like the work that this is requiring you to do, it's always ongoing work, but feels like you've got past some sort of vital tipping point, and that's what your attention's being drawn to here. I'll put some clarifiers to get a bit more information. Different for all of you. I'm going to go to the Rider-Waite. Not Rider-Waite, it's Radiant Wise Spirit. It's very similar to the Rider-Waite. I mean, it's totally based on it. It's just a bit more like orange or something. I don't know. I can't work it out. I've never worked it out. Strength in reverse, I think you found, in the midst of all this, you found some compassion for yourself that you've not had before. I'll show you her upright. I do love this card in this deck. I'm really drawn to her heart pendant. It feels like whatever you've been through here, it's actually allowed you to let go of some of the armour in your life that you had and sort of open your heart to a certain extent. Yeah. There's a big feeling of awakening here because you've got the infinity symbol as well, which is on a lot of strength cards in a lot of decks, but it's kind of this feeling of connection. It feels like you're experiencing a connection with, I don't know what word you would use, the universe. You might use a different word. You might use the word God. I don't know. It's probably all means the same thing, but different people express it differently, and that's why tarot is so important to me, because sometimes the pictures just and the symbols just speak better than the words. Yeah, it's a sense of oneness with the world and the sense of I don't know how to explain it. It's something you've experienced, so I think I've said enough for it to be relatable for you. I do think you have revisited your childhood as well. With that little lamb there, it feels like maybe you've done some inner child work. let's clarify this. Can you tell me more about Virgo's past accomplishments, please? Knight of Wands reversed. More about Virgo's. Did I say Leo just then? I don't know if I did. More of Virgo's past accomplishments. I'll get one more card. I prefer to clarify in threes. Tell me more about Virgo's past accomplishments, please. Thank you. So you've got the Hanged Man come out. You've got the Hanged Man over here, but we clarified it with a different deck, and the Hanged Man also came out. It came out in reverse. It's the meaning here is a change in perspective. I mean, there's so many meanings of all different cards, but yeah, we're talking change of perspective here, but it's in reverse. It feels like you've not fully accepted it yet, this change in perspective. You're not fully, just not fully there yet. Like you keep flitting between the old perspectives that you had and the new perspectives. It's kind of like a bit, feels like a bit of a seesaw between old patterns and new patterns, old perspectives and new perspectives. It's fine. Like, I think that's quite a good way of doing things myself. Like, rather than being sudden about it, just like taking your time to find your feet. That's okay. Nine of Swords in reverse. That's anxiety, thoughts going round and round in your head, overthinking. It came out in reverse. I see in the past here that you have found new ways to deal with this overthinking that you do, which is quite a Virgo thing. Like new ways to deal with it, and the recognition here of actually how powerful your own thoughts are. But with the Knight of Wands in reverse, it does feel quite scattered. I mean, when I say I mean seesawing, going back to that seesawing, sort of like dipping your toe in the water of this new perspective and then withdrawing a bit and then going back in. And it's quite a sensible way of doing things if you ask me, but I would say that because I'm a Virgo. But yeah, so I hope that makes sense to you in terms of your past accomplishments. You've also got the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which you've got over here in your sort of future energy of where your skills and talents might take you. So this is so tied in. Just a minute, I've got to stop. Sorry Virgos, I had to perform some first aid. My child was bleeding. Sorry about that interruption. I was saying about your the energy here of your past accomplishments and where your accomplishments might take you. These energies are very joined, because when I was clarifying over here, we've got the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck. We've also got the Ten of Wands in this future energy, and we've got the Hanged Man in both piles, reversed. It's connected through this storm card. It just feels like I think a lot of you might be really in the thick of it at the moment. I know it sounds like cheesy to say it's all going to be okay, but like, it's all going to be okay. I'm a Virgo, so I know it is. Yeah, there's this. It's that turning point. I don't know. I feel like you're in a turning point. What is it? It's like you're in between two stages. Or it almost feels like time has slowed down. And it's like you're on this seesaw and you're stood right where the pivot of this seesaw is, and you're like, yeah, you're right in between these two. You're right in between the past and the future. I hope that explains it. It's what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. It doesn't feel awful. I want to just say that. It just makes for an interesting energy for me to try and get across to you, especially given the structure of the reading that I kind of had planned. You know, the tarot doesn't always want to work with the structure exactly that you've given it, and it's just the blending of the energies here is very, yeah. But the Virgos that are tuning in here clearly don't want this very pinned down career reading. It's not exactly about that. Then these set of readings aren't exactly about that anyway, but yeah. So to summarise, past accomplishments and talents. This was in reverse. Finding new ways of dealing with anxiety, being more compassionate to yourself, and kind of riding this wave, like balancing on this pivot. I think you're doing brilliantly, actually, Virgo. It's quite interesting energies that you're dealing with, and I think you're doing brilliantly. So let's look more specifically now at your greatest skills and talents. Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there's a sense of anger here. There's a sense of anger here. Let me show you the card. That's it upright. It came out reversed. There's a sense of using your anger, because anger's not bad or wrong. It's a human emotion. We can't go around saying that certain human emotions shouldn't be felt. You're not going to hear that here, ever. I don't know, a lot of spiritual shit seems to focus on trying to bypass these emotions. We don't do that here. Bollocks to that. It's about what you do with it when you feel it. And actually I see a Virgo here who is good at harnessing that anger and using it for transformation. We do have the Death card up here. We'll get to that. Yeah, so it's about what you do with that anger when you feel it. There is also a sense here of you leaving situations behind, making an exit from situations, a quick exit from situations. I don't know if you always feel like you've made the right decision when you do that, though. Because when it comes out in reverse, I think sometimes the exit can sometimes be a bit impulsive in a way that might lead to regret. I was supposed to be doing greatest skills or talents, and I've given you something that is not a positive thing, but I'm sorry, that's all, I don't know, it's what's come through. So let's get some more cards on greatest skills and talents. Swords has come up, though. It's no surprise that Swords has come up in that area for you, because Swords is about logic, rational thinking. And I do think you've got a very sharp mind, Virgo. Judgments. Four of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Sun in reverse. Judgment. Four of Swords. Five of Pentacles. They all came upright to clarify what your skills and talents are. Swords cards plus Judgment. I feel like some of you are very good at being objective, like taking objective look at evidence. Because you're very good at recognising your own emotions, I think, you are then able to make judgments that are then sort of stripped of emotions. So that sounds a bit of a weird thing to say, bear with me. So what I'm seeing is someone who is quite good at examining evidence dispassionately. So this would be kind of a quality that would be useful if you are a scientist, basically. That type of thing, where you don't want your preconceived notions of what the answer should be to get in the way of what the evidence is telling you. Critical thinking, it's very good at critical thinking. And some people think you're a bit cold sometimes. I think people sometimes find you a bit cold. That's what the Five of Pentacles is telling me. I don't think you are. It's just that you're great at logic and great at critical thinking. Actually, you might even be, you know, some of your skills might lie in the area of like programming, that sort of thing. And you are not afraid. I feel like you're not afraid of speaking the truth. Like, the truth is more important than whether someone's offended or not. Yeah. The Judgment card, interestingly enough, is a card of like callings in life. So it feels like a lot of you at the moment are sort of becoming more aware of what you think your calling is. It feels to me like it is connected to being of service to other people. I think you've got that strong sense of being of service to other people. See, the Five of Pentacles even actually gives me that feeling, which might be a bit unusual, because this building here in the Five of Pentacles is like a place of sanctuary. These people kind of aren't recognising it in the card. They feel like they're out in the cold. Hello, Betty. But I feel like you kind of want to provide that respite for people sometimes. And the Four of Swords is also a card of kind of respite as well. So I feel like some of you do feel like you want to provide people with that safe place. Yeah, so there's kind of lots of interesting stuff there about your skills and talents. Betty, I need to pull some cards on this. How can you harness your skills and talents is up next. You've got the Death card in reverse. I'll show you it upright because it just means you can make more sense of it, but it came out in reverse, which to me is displaying a bit of resistance to this energy. Death card, Death and Rebirth, it's called in this deck. It's all about metamorphosis, transformation. It's whatever happened, whatever we were talking about here. Well, here, this has brought about, is bringing about. It's all ongoing, really. It feels like a massive shift for you. Especially because I talked about how logical some of you are over here, like with regards to enjoying programming and stuff like that. Like this new perspective that you've been given about kind of the universe feels massive. And there's some resistance to it, which is why this has come out in reverse. But I suppose we're talking about how to harness your skills and talents. Feels like the advice is to at least work out where that resistance is coming from so that you can bring it down a bit in a way that feels safe and right for you. Your intuition, instincts is much more important than anything anybody else tells you to do, but it seems to be about just bringing it back step by step at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Let's clarify that and see if we can get any more information on how you can harness your skills and talents. How can Virgo harness their skills and talents, please? How can Virgo harness their skills and talents, please? Thank you. King of Cups sideways. Wow. Virgo. It's a beautiful card. It's a card of unconditional love. It ties in with what I was saying over here about, like, it feels like your heart has opened throughout this process. I think it's just about continuing to do that and trusting in it, trusting in the process. Because it's the way it's come out sideways suggests to me that, yeah, you do question it and hold back sometimes, which is human. You know, to clarify death, we've got the Death card. It never gets old when that happens. Definite resistance here. It's okay though, Virgo. I'm certainly not judging you because this reading, of course I'm a Virgo. I'm not going to pretend like none of this applies to me as well. Like, I'm past pretending that. I think most readers would admit that that's the way these things work. One more card, please. How? That's part of the message for you, Virgo. Like, harnessing your skills and talents, you feel like there's a sense that you feel like you have to have it all exactly sussed out before you can share your knowledge. You don't. You don't have to. Wherever you are on your journey, like, you can share your skills and talents. You don't have to have reached some ultimate, and dare I say it, impossible end goal before you can start sharing your insights with the world. And you know, this sense of perfectionism is a Virgo thing as well. It's a sense that you have to have everything totally sorted in your head, perfect, know exactly what everything means that's happened to you before you can use or harness it, any of it, to take you anywhere. No, I don't believe that's the case. You have stuff to offer, Virgo, whether you don't have to have all the bloody answers. In fact, the best answer is that it's impossible to have all the answers. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because that's what I named my channel. And I'm a Virgo. Go out there and speak your truth, Virgo. Just go out there, speak your truth. Share yourself with the world. If people don't like it, fuck them, seriously. Seriously, Virgo. You don't have to have all the answers to... You know, it's like whatever your skills and talents are, and for some reason painting just came into my head. I don't know why. I think it's because I was looking at this card and it's like got this watercolour thing to it. Like, you don't have to be some like master artist. It's self-expression. Share yourself with the world however you see fit. Right. Nine of Wands on the bottom come out in reverse. Nine of Wands is that kind of wounded warrior energies. That comes back to what we were saying down here, which you can't see because there's a cat in the way. I think there's a sense that you feel like you're too broken to be able to like be of service to anybody else, but being of service to others is important to you, but you feel like because you're not completely fixed, you're not completely healed, this is a kind of healing, because you're not completely healed, you shouldn't be sharing your insights or whatever, or even expressing yourself through whatever that is. Or even if you've just started programming or whatever, you're like, well, I can't build an app because I don't know everything there is to know about programming. Yeah, do you think anybody in any position of, I don't know, anybody who shares themselves knows all that, knows everything? No, they don't. They just take that leap and go for it. Okay, cat, you're making it difficult now. Can you calm down, sweets? Or you can go over here. All right, do that. Let's look now at where your skills and talents may take you. Oh, cat. Come on, darling. Ten of Wands. Hanged Man, I'll show you Hanged Man upright. Hanged Man did come out in reverse. Temperance. There is something about kind of divine timing in these cards, and about patience. I was feeling at the beginning of the reading a bit of a sense of impatience. So there is a sense here in these cards of, all right, Dan, I'm going to move you now because I'm just finding it so difficult. Thank you. A sense of there's a sense of not taking action because of feeling burdened. I'm going to have to pull some clarifiers here. It seems like you're feeling a bit stuck from using your skills and talents, and I think it's for all the reasons we've discussed down here. Such a sense of burden in this card. This is like the hardest card in this deck for me. It just feels so... There's a real sense of oppression in this card. This feels like it's coming from society. This burden here that's being carried, it feels like it's... Oh, it feels like the weight of society, the weight of like your ancestors almost. Like this preconceived idea that you, Virgo, can't do this. You can't make use of your talents, Virgo, because you're a woman or you're black, and that's not what women do, or that's not what black people do. It's that kind of societal oppression that I'm feeling here. So we're going to need more cards here to clarify how do you harness your skills and talents, because obviously that's bollocks. You have skills and talents to share with the world. So how do you release this burden? Feels like very soon the time is right for you to do the thing. Where can Virgo's skills and talents take them, please? I love it. That is the best card you could bloody hope for in this position. 10 of Pentacles. From the 10 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. Where might Virgo's skills and talents take them, please? Where might Virgo's skills and talents take them, please? Thank you. The moon came out in reverse, but I'll show you it upright. Where might Virgo's skills and talents take them? Pisces energy. You've got the 10 of bloody wands out again. That's like the fourth time we've seen it in this reading. Wow, this sense of burden, Virgo. I'm going to go to another deck here. I'll get some answers for you, Virgo. I mean, like, yeah, there is the potential here for a brilliant outcome. Oh my God. Is there. 10 of Pentacles. No denying it. This is everything you want in a material sense. Like, Pentacles relates to finances, environments, career, house, health, home, all that 3D, real world, material stuff, and you've got the 10. It's like goal has been reached. I just kind of thought I might be able to pull a bit of help as to how you get there, because the 10 of Wands feels so oppressive. The balance. Excuse me. There is balance inherent to this Temperance card. It's not just about timing, it's about balance as well. So there's something about balancing this kind of newfound knowledge of the universe that you seem to have with the 3D. It's about integrating everything we've already spoken about. A lot of it is about that. But I do feel like there's more that I'm missing. I mean, the moon is illusions. The moon is illusions. Do you know what? I think it's just such an individual path for all of you. And the moon, to me, is about your own illusions. And uncovering. I just don't think I can get past it. I suspect I might have told you as much as I can tell you, and I'm just fruitlessly digging. The star, beautiful card to have here. And there's such hope in this card. Wish fulfillment. I mean, yeah, definitely the energy of releasing these burdens is available to you, but I suppose I'm trying to answer a question that Oh, Six of Cups. Right, okay. We are getting a bit further. Let me just show you the cards that have come out to try and clarify this. I've got all so many cards. The Star. I mean, and this is you being an inspiration to others as well, Virgo. Six of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. Actually, the Six of Cups coming out here, it feels like you might find quite a lot of healing within a relationship. There's the possibility of that. Because again, Virgo, it feels like you have this idea that you have to have completely healed yourself or become this perfect being before you can be in a relationship with someone. And that's not the case. Like, it's just not the case. What can I say? Yeah, of course, if there's relational stuff you need to heal, then you've got to take responsibility for that and do as much work on yourself as you can. But you do not need to be some perfect healed being, because healed being doesn't even make sense, because it's always ongoing. The work is always ongoing, and you can actually do some of that work like within a relationship. And you know, this doesn't actually have to speak of a romantic relationship. This can be actually you know, friends, family, or even a counsellor. But yeah, it's just a reminder actually that you don't have to be, it feels like you're just trying to do everything on your own. And maybe forgetting that healing can come from within a relationship. Obviously, you don't want to dump unhealed aspects of yourself on another person. But yeah, okay, that's the other message that's there for you. Eight of Cups. Final message from Spirit was in the form of Eight of Cups. Let's clarify. This Eight of Cups is walking away from. Eight of Cups is deciding here. Deciding, is this situation salvageable? Should I walk away from this situation? For some of you, it feels like somebody has walked away from you, actually. Final message from Spirit, please. The Hierophant. Taurus. Could have dealt with a Taurus in the past. Who walks away from you? We have got the Tower on the bottom of the deck. I mean, the Tower really just ties in with that storm energy, so it's not a big shocker. Anyway, it doesn't have to be a Taurus. It's that sort of Taurus energy, a grounded energy. Marriage, it could be a marriage. Some of you could have walked away from a marriage. That could be your turning point that we spoke about in the past here. It could be walking away from a marriage because the Wheel of Fortune has come out again to kind of tie it back to that energy over there. It did come out reverse. So that could have felt like a really big thing for you. It could actually be that your family has a lot of religious beliefs around marriage, and walking away from a marriage is a super big step for you. Empress came out reversed. This walking away has allowed you to access, though, self-care in a way that you were held back from doing before. I feel like Spirit wants to say well done for walking away from whatever isn't serving you anymore. lots of sunk cups here, which kind of represent whatever wasn't serving you anymore. It could even just be your own limiting beliefs that you've walked away from there. So the final message from Spirit is a bit of a well done and a recognition of how hard it was, but a well done. Let's see what we get from the wisdom of the Oracle to tie all of this up for you. I hope it made sense. If it did make sense, please feel free to like, share, subscribe and all that. Just help the channel grow, and it's nice feedback for me as a reader as well, just to know that the readings resonated. So this should tie in with the Eight of Cups. For Virgo, please. Thank you. Regeneration on the bottom. I don't know, I feel like that card is also relevant to you. Come to the edge, but it come out in reverse. This means you need the protection message from the book. I may also have to go to this regeneration message because it just fell out of my hands and I was trying not to take more than one card, but sometimes the universe has its own ideas. 36, come to the edge. Let's see how this ties in. I will read the very first bit of it and then I will read the protection message. Essential meanings: courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear and accepting risk. Yeah, I did speak about taking a leap of faith over here. The Fool hasn't come out, but it did feel like that's something that you needed to do to move on from this sort of reversed hangman that felt almost a bit stagnant, I suppose. The Oracle's message: facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated. Difficult for Virgos. To feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not your head. Ideally, it's best if all three are in alignment, but come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find miracles. Okay, I'm going to read the protection message because it came out in reverse. Fear is leading the way into places you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion. This came out. It came out in reverse. This is about fear and illusion. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion, something from an old belief that isn't true. This is you walking away from old beliefs. Now is a time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. You will not watch everyone else get what you want while you are left alone and unloved. No, you won't. You won't, because you've got the bloody Ten of Pentacles. Oh, the drama of it all. False evidence appearing real. Fear, false evidence appearing real, is hovering over you. The more you dwell on fear, the more real it will become. Ask yourself, who in me is afraid? It's that inner child. It's that inner child represented by the lamb that's afraid. Who in me is afraid? Love that part of yourself. Ask, is this true and real right now? Yeah. Yeah. The answer most likely is no. Give yourself a hug. It's okay to be scared. Courage must be summoned. Which takes us back again to this strength card, strength and courage. In spite of your fear, even when you're feeling confident, Spirit will always catch you. I'm just going to quickly look at this because it's screaming at me, so I'm sorry if well, so I don't know what I'm sorry for actually. Rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. You see it ties in with this death card. This is for some of you. Some of you need to hear this, so it's coming out. Second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. death and rebirth. It's assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. Okay, Virgo, I hope that made sense for you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for dropping by. And if you did like the reading, please subscribe and like and share and all that. And I'll see you next time. Thank you, Virgo.